What's going on, people? Mr. Mom in here in one of the grow out tanks here, guys, and I've got a lot of grow out tanks, but I've got some stem plants going on this, some of the lower light stuff going on. This is Bacopa right here. You can see it's growing out. We've got some Rotala indica that's kind of going through the middle here and up through the top, and you can see up here it's starting to change. And the reason why I got so many holdout tanks, people, and not just a bunch of grow beds is because, you know, anyone who's bought in plants and been in the hobby for a while know that you deal with a lot of immersed growth plants. This is Mint Charlie, by the way, which doesn't melt out too bad. There's not a huge difference in the Mint Charlie between immersed and submerged growth, really, except for maybe the diameter of the leaves. Cool plant though, cool background plant. But like, look at this Rotala indica, guys, and we've all seen this before. Massive Christmas tree, and I mean, this doesn't look anything like Rotala indica, you know, is supposed to look. I mean, this just looks like garbage. And, you know, it's bound to happen because, you know, I get it from my supplier. Even if you go and buy it from the local pet stores over, you know, wherever you live, you're going to get immersed growth stuff. Unless they've had it for a while or they've had a customer trade it in. That's about the only way. Good tool to trade. Everyone's got to have a good pair of scissors, guys. And, you know, I'll just clip these stuff like right here. I'll just clip them pretty short, just enough to still have some room to plant without planting leaves, you know, but I'll just go ahead and snip these. Good sharp pair of scissors. You know, granted, I'm doing this one-handed so I could show you guys on film like you've never seen anyone snip plants before. But no, you know, you've got all the dog poop here that you just throw away, obviously, the pooper scooper. But then you got this, which is decent, you know, and I don't know if you guys can really see the color difference or not, but there is some pinks and stuff in there. And, you know, I've got some good, like, transitional, you know, submerged growth stuff here. And I'm going to see a little bit more Christmas treeing on it. But eventually it's just going to grow out and it's going to start getting that pointy pink, you know, tip leaves that you're looking for at Rotala indica. And guys, a lot of stem plants are exactly like this. Bacopa, same way. You know, some of your, you know, temples and your high grows and stuff, your high grows, swords, they don't necessarily do the same thing as far as melting out, but a lot of the stem plants, you know, when you get them, they'll look completely different than what, you know, you're wanting. And you just, you know, guys, you just got to do a little aqua gardening. That's what it's all about. Got to do a little aqua gardening. You got to let them grow out. And you just got to know that there's going to be a time, if you get immersed growth stuff, where it's going to look like poop in your tank. And there's not really a whole lot you can do about it other than just, you know, nurse it along and let it come back. Like sawtooth high grow, guys, and it's a notorious leaf dropper when you get it, and I'll show you some of that in a second, guys. A bunch of Radican swords. These things are wicked. Look at the color in them. If I can get a shot of them. Deece. Real deece. So I've got to find a place to plant these, let them grow out. You know, swords, they don't go through massive dieback and stuff, you know. They may drop a couple leaves, you know, in transition, you know, transplant shock or whatever you want to call it. But stem plants, you know, just nurse them, guys. Just nurse them, cut off all the dog poop, you know, dead stems where it drops leaves, you know, scoop the dead leaves out of your tank. But it's going to turn, guys. You know, you just got to give it time. Even if you've only got, you know, a couple inches on the top like this. Let's say you've only got this left. Plant that, guys. Trim that off like right there. Boom. Plant that little piece right there even, and it's going to grow. I mean, it's going to look stupid in your tank at first, but it's going to grow. Come check out the sawtooth high grow real quick, guys. Alright guys, came in the other room just so I could show you this. Like, look at the stalks here. Sawtooth high grow. Let me try and get a stopped view of it here. You can see the tips of it aren't doing too bad, but then you come down here and it's just absolutely stalked, which is terrible. I got this in last week, and I'll try and let it grow out and kind of get some submerged growth on it before I ship it out. But guys, if you're buying sawtooth high grow from me or anybody, guys, not just me, but anybody, you know, this is more sawtooth that I just got in today, so it hasn't started dropping. But I mean, look at the leaves right there. You can tell it's about ready to, guys. And I'll show you in my 40 display tank, obviously. Let me turn the lights on real quick. You know, there's sawtooth after it grows in for a few weeks. And guys, when I first planted this stuff, it did the exact same thing. It violently Christmas treed on me. And it's still, you know, I still have a little bit of emmersed growth on here, but it's like transitional growth, so it hasn't dropped off. But when I first started, this was Christmas tree. I just didn't show it on video because it looked terrible. So there it is, guys. Keep that in mind. I know I've been a little redundant. The last video was also about, you know, having patience with your tank and everything. But I think it's important to say, look at all the glosso, guys. Sell that stuff in bunches. So a bunch of Rotala Walichi. Look how pink and wicked that stuff looks. So get in the store if you need something, guys. If you have any questions, you know where to reach me. Mr. Mom Tanks is everywhere, guys. J Flesh Tanks, Mr. Mom Tanks. You know where to go, people. Peace.